It is my first day back to work after this weekend. I heavily regret not taking a day off so much. I am struggling so hard, and there are things I absolutely have to get done. Oh, and Zachus is coming home right now.
Oh.
You interrupted my video. How come even on days you're not here, you find a way to interrupt my video?
So I'm good at.
Random vlog moment. Okay, so I got new headphones and I'm hesitating. I literally just pulled this out of the trash because I was going to show you, but they are covered in coffee grinds now, so you're just going to have to accept my anecdotal story without the object in question. I don't know about you guys. Oh, let's go for some natural lighting. I don't know about you guys, but I have a specific pair of headphones I use when I'm writing or working on like an essay type thing. And I don't like, I could if I had to, but I don't like to use any of my other pair of headphones. Like I have certain headphones that I wear when I'm running because they sit in my ear better. And I have certain headphones that I wear when I am working. And that's pretty much the only time I use headphones. But mine broke over the workshop on, what day did they break? It was like the last day. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I was devastated. The earpiece like split, and so I used tape to try and fix it, but the tape like was really uncomfortable in my ear because like you could feel the tape. And then people started not hearing me as well, so I think the microphone was starting to go on the headphones. And it was a mess. And they were really, really old. I think I got them when I got my iPod Touch, which I could not tell you how long ago that was. It was a really long time ago. So yeah, I was like really sad. And I have to express, I love these headphones so much. Like my mom once came to visit a couple years ago and I couldn't find, like she left and I couldn't find them. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to work, but I can't find my headphones. And it was like a big deal. And then I messaged her about it and she goes, oh yeah, I think I accidentally grabbed those instead of my old ones. And I was like, Mom, you don't understand. I need these headphones. And they don't look fancy. They're not like expensive looking headphones, but so she ended up having to mail them to me because I just couldn't function without these headphones. And ever since then now, like when she comes to visit, we make a joke. It's like, okay, hide the headphones because you never know who's just gonna swipe them. Because I feel like she actually did it twice where she stole her headphones. Anyway. Zach ordered me a new pair. I'm so excited. And the reason that I love these headphones, I didn't even say. It's not like the earpieces, which, I mean, they work fine. They're just like, you know, regular earpieces. But it's this clasp where it just so smoothly pulls out. This is a weird thing to say. Like, and then it like clips in. I do this action when I'm writing. Like when I have my headphones in, I'll give you a demonstration. So I'm sure when you see me in writing clips, these are the headphones I'm wearing. I do this, and then I play with this. And I pop it in and pull it out and pop it in, and it's just like, ooh, that's weird. It's just like, it's my thing when I'm writing. Like I have to do it. It's like the thing I do to play with my hands when I'm thinking and brainstorming. And so like I can't wear other headphones because they don't have this clasp. And so I was just so worried. I was like, what if they don't make them anymore? What if we can't find them? What am I gonna do? But thank God Zach found them. And part of me wants to order like 10 pairs so that I just always have them. But I think that would be a little extreme. So I at least have these for now. So anyway, I just had to share that anecdote for you. Today is the first day of my follow-up lessons. So it is editing. I think it's just like an editing workshop, and we had to submit 2 new pages, so not like what we were working on. So I had this wrong. I thought we were going to be editing sort of the feedback we got from our workshop, but actually we're going to be looking at 2 new pages of work. So I submitted that. I submitted the next chapter of my book, the beginning of it. And we're going to be going line by line editing and really looking at individual sentence structure, which is always really interesting to me because that's like that's where you, for me, I learned the nitty-gritty of revising, because to me revising structure and character problems and stuff, like obviously that's more work, but it makes more sense intuitively. Like I can kind of see those problems for myself pretty clearly, and then feedback is just helpful on trying to rethink how to fix it. But the line-by-line editing is something that I could use more lessons on, like just getting to the bottom of that kind of editing practice. So I am excited to see what I learned these next couple weeks. And the person teaching it, she is the editor for the Harvard Review, which is Harvard's magazine. I think let me double check because I don't want to say her title wrong. Yeah, she's the editor for the Harvard Review, and she also is an author in her own right. So she has books out, and her agent was actually one of the agents on our agents panel, which was cool. So yeah, she's the one who's going to be editing our pieces along with us, which is pretty incredible because she's like legit. Ow, I just did a crick in my neck, but it was like my throat. That was so weird. All right, I gotta get back to work though, because this week, even though I'm in classes still in the afternoon, I'm also working still. So that's fun. But I have less homework these next couple of weeks, so I'm not gonna be dying like I was last week. So I already feel much more relaxed. Well, my computer froze because it overheated. Now I can't get back into the Zoom class, which is fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's like, for some reason it was on, like, the link was posted and now it's gone for some reason, and so I just don't have the login information anymore because Zoom doesn't have like a history of meetings or join back to the meeting you just left because your computer froze. This really sucks. And like I'm trying to message all my classmates, but of course like they're in class, so they're not like looking at their emails and stuff. At the risk of sounding like really unappreciative, I am getting so frustrated with all these stupid things going wrong with Zoom. It drives me, or it's not just Zoom, but just like, I mean, I think we're all just feeling extra tightly frustrated right now, and I hope you don't mind I'm vlogging this because I don't know what else to do with myself. I'm just so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Wait, I do have Janessa's phone. Oh, I have someone's phone number. I'm gonna text them. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. This is insane. I'm gonna laugh to keep from getting upset. I get so frustrated by little things. Big problems, they bother me, but I feel more cool and collected in that, okay, let's sit down, let's figure out the problem. But I get irrationally rage-filled on stupid problems. And so that is what's filling me with rage right now, because this is so stupid. And I don't even blame any one person. Like, it's nobody's fault. It's just, it's not even Zoom's fault. Like, things happen, but it's just like, oh my God, like, this is stupid. I'm missing out on this really big class that I can't miss any sections on, all because the link is gone and I can't get it back, and no one, the teacher can't see it. Okay, send me an invite. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, now my internet doesn't work. Oh my God! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna die. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna die simultaneously. The universe does not want me to take this class. I've learned that a long time ago. Please join. Oh, thank God, Janessa, I love you. She's the one who saved me last time. And now I have a stress rash right in the middle of my forehead like an idiot. Oh my God. Okay, I got back in. Okay, that was a mess. The class itself was so helpful. Essentially what we're doing is we are pulling up everybody's 2 pages they submitted. And we're really not even going through the full 2 pages. She's going through like literally the first 2 paragraphs, if that, and going line by line, sentence by sentence, and editing it for us, which is just so helpful. And hearing like why she edited it that way, kind of like, sorry, my boss just messaged me. Kind of like what I tried to do in my first to final draft of my short story video, where I just kind of went a little bit less line by line, but yeah, so she just sort of like walked us through why she would make the changes she did, And it's really helpful. So she didn't get to mine yet. Mine's gonna be on Thursday. Thank God. I was worried when I was having all these issues because I was out of the class for like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And I was like, watch like her be going over my paper right now. Like that would just be my luck. And I feel like there's so many good points. It's hard to sort of like wrap them all up because a lot of the points were very specific to the writing. But essentially the thing she was really driving into us was the importance of being precise. So using words we mean to use in the way we want to use them, and having full control of your writing. So, which I know is super vague, but so helpful. One point I wrote down because I think this is something I'm really bad at. With detail, be careful how often you're doing it or using detail because it calls attention to the reader, and if it's not an important detail, your piece is going to get bogged down. So for example, like when you're describing, or when you're saying someone's wearing a dress, if you're saying like the light blue dress danced in the wind, I don't know. Is the fact that it's light blue important? Is it gonna serve a purpose? And sometimes it works, like sometimes if you are trying to be more poetic, it can serve its purpose in that sense, but sometimes it's just like, if you just say dress, it's just as good. I feel like that was a bad example because that sentence was more poetic, but you know what I mean. Or do you? I don't know. I'm a terrible teacher. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm still like emotionally just in disbelief of what happened. My computer overheated, which never happened before, and then a bunch of people from work were actually messaging me, even though technically I'm not at work right now. But it's about important stuff, so I just kept feeling flustered, and then when my computer shut down, I was like, of course this happened, of course. But Kimmy kept me cool. I will say, I was feeling all flustered and trying to calm down. I had my stress rash breakout. I get rashes on my face and neck when I'm upset. It's very embarrassing and noticeable. And I had like a huge one in the middle of my forehead. It's still kind of there. But yeah, that's great. And then, but Kimmy came over and she sat next to me, like on the end table, and just let me pet her really soft fur, and it just made me feel so much better. Just petting my kitty cat. Meow meow. Who's a good meowster? She's so cute. Meow. Meow. Meow meow. She's like, please stop. I will see you guys when it's Thursday, but it's only gonna be a second of time passing for you. It's gonna be magical. Here we go, jumping into Thursday. Are we there yet? Sorry for the random weather clips, but I just wanted to show you how that storm literally came out of nowhere. It was crazy. So today was our last editing class. She got to do my piece and literally just went over the first paragraph only, but gave so many helpful tips. And so I just wanted to kind of share with you and show you guys what she did and why. You're gonna have to look at the screen. Hopefully it's not too annoying to like film a screen. Okay, it's not too bad. This is an older screen, so it shouldn't be as liney. It's probably a better way to do this, but I am not savvy. So, spoiler, this is chapter 2, the start of chapter 2. It used to be chapter 1, so it's not too spoilery. But basically, I'll just read out loud. It had been less than 12 hours since Paul last entered the room, but Grandpa John's office already had a deserted feel in the air. And the first thing she took out was in the air, because you can see as you're reading it, but Grandpa John's office already had a deserted feel. She said that was more, I'm forgetting the term she used, but basically you would use like in the air if it was a more present thing. So like has this feel in the air, and if it wasn't so set. But since it's had a past tense, I'm really bad describing this, but I hope you can just see how it reads better. So kind of getting rid of that extra phrase just cleaned the sentence up a lot better and reduced some redundancy. The next one, the scattered books on the floor reminded him of a crime scene. Paul yanked the curtains open and watched, and here I had swirling dust specks float in with the streaming sunlight. And she said the note on this one is that what I did was basically overcomplicate a simple image. So everyone kind of knows what it looks like when you have dust motes floating in sunlight. And so she said you can just simplify this because you don't want to over-explain something that is an obvious image to most people. So she said I could have said, you know, watch the dust floating in the light, or watched it streaming in with the light. I used basically too many words for what I was saying, and I don't need to describe action. That's common. Okay, and so then the next sentence, the shadows scampered quickly out of the room. Like just that first part. The note she had on here, so I personified shadows, which at first I did explain there was a reason I did that, because that plays a big role in my book, the idea of shadows and light, and almost they have such a strong symbolism, they almost become a character itself, blah blah blah. And so I really did want to keep a personified verb there, but she just said to be really precise with what verb I'm using, because shadows, like when you think of scampered, you think of like a mice, like, you know, and so she said it's fine to keep that a personified verb, but she thinks of shadowed more like maybe the shadows slinked quickly out of the, or not quick, and got rid of quickly. Oops, I forgot to note that. Get rid of those adverbs, Haley. The shadows slinked out of the room, the shadows slipped out of the room, just something that kind of gives them a more specific intentional verb for what I'm trying to say, whereas scampered, it just kind of didn't ring true to her, and so it took her out of the story. And then again here, but the different colors of wood from the dark floor to the near black bookshelves and onto the large mahogany desk seemed to glow to life. So the issue here is that this ending part takes away from the tone and the imagery I'm trying to set in this paragraph. So I start off the paragraph talking about how this office has a deserted feel, you know, this book scamper like a crime scene, but then I start talking about the wood almost in a positive way, so I shift tone of the image within one paragraph, and it kind of leaves the reader confused as to what tone I'm trying to set. And also it's just, unless these are like have a certain meaning for their color, when you read this, like the dark floor, the near black bookshelves onto mahogany desk, you know, your reader is going to have to take time to try and figure out what that description looks like. It will slow them down, and just unless it's important, it's just not necessary. You don't want to include so much detail. You want to include detail when it's important, but when you're over including detail like this, it can take away from the important details, and so then, you know, your reader doesn't know what they are supposed to be focusing on, and it kind of over animates the whole room. So she said to just take it out, but the wood seemed to glow to life, so just even taking out different colors unless that part is important as well. So there you have it. Full disclosure, as always, I am not a teacher, so I suck at explaining things. If you want a better explanation, I highly suggest you take the class, because that's what they're paid for. But yeah, I thought it was really helpful, and it's going to, like, just this kind of walkthrough with a professional editor with my own work, and not just like walking, like she didn't just edit it, she explained in real time why she would make those choices that she did with each edit, and that just was really helpful. And I think going forward, when I'm reading back my own work to edit, I hopefully will have her voice in my head helping me along. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's storming again. I don't know if you can see, but it's like downpouring. Not as bad as it was before. So, as I said, I live in Quincy, Massachusetts, which for those of you who don't know, which is probably most of you, so why would you know? What is in my forehead? It's like cat hair. Quincy floods really badly when it rains, so hopefully Zach doesn't have any trouble getting home, because the roads are all gonna start flooding. Anyway, that's it for this week. Next week is the pitching and query letter portion, which I am obviously very excited for. That's gonna be just a really fun step, but you know, my query letter is gonna change so many times before I even finish the final draft of the book, and so it's just like kind of funny that I've just rewritten it. But it kind of helps in a weird way too, like when you are trying to figure out big picture and theme and what your story is trying to say, essentially, to sit down and write like a synopsis and query letter and just really focus your story in. So it's kind of a helpful exercise, plus it will give me something solid to go off of when I write my final one, draft my final one. And then the week after that, I start my thesis. Technically, my thesis starts the 28th, I think, but I'm gonna hopefully meet with her the week after, just because I think the 28th is also the day we are moving. So that would just be crazy. I don't want to do that. Overall, this class has been really helpful. If anything, just getting me back into the groove of writing. It's definitely something I had lost this quarantine. I think a lot of people feel that way. And so just having a full now 2 weeks to focus on writing again has just been so valuable, and just really forced motivation down my throat forcefully, which I think is just what I needed. On that note, I will catch you guys in the next video. What am I reading right now? I just started like a bunch of different books. I still haven't heard back on Murder, She Wrote. I just realized. Let me double check my email, because that is not common to not hear back. Because like once it's up on NetGalley, isn't it ready to be looked at? Like they wouldn't put it up in advance before the book is ready, right? And someone had already reviewed it on NetGalley, so obviously it's ready. Yeah, I didn't get anything. I think that's a good sign, because normally I get rejected right away, and that hasn't happened, and it's been over a day, so maybe I'm gonna get selected. I think I made some kind of short list. Or again, the person's on vacation. I have to remember there are real people behind the scenes here, so it's summertime. That could very well be the case. But other than wanting to read that, I just started to read White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, I think her name is. That is the book for my Works book club. And then I am reading, I got NetGalley approved to read, what's it called? The Second Mother by Jenny Milchman, and it takes place in Maine, and it is based on Monhegan Island, which is near where I grew up. And so there was a write-up in my local newspaper about it, and so I was like, ooh, I should check it out. And so I got approved to be an ARC reader. I'm very excited. It's got a lot of like varying reviews on Goodreads and on NetGalley, so I'm curious what I'll think. I haven't started that one yet because I'm trying to just get through White Fragility first, and I'm still reading Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Am I saying her name right? But I'll let you know what I think of that. So yeah, it's a good reading time going on here. Oh, and I just got my library loan for Little Things. What is it called? Oh my gosh. What is it called? It's just turned into a Hulu TV show. I had like read half of it and then I stopped. Little Fires Everywhere, not Little Things. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ong, and I think that's how you say her last name. Let me look that up. Eng. And I had started to read it. This was actually the first book we read for our book club at work, but then I didn't finish it in time, and then I just like forgot about it. And it was really good, but I just like fell off the wagon with it, and now that it's a TV show and everyone's raving about it again, it's like, okay, I probably should finish it. I bet it's really good. And officially on that note, I will let you go. Bye, Kimmy. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She says goodbye. See you guys in my next video. Ciao.